like uh, people who are connected to God, basically, and how it is to live this way, or yeah. So there was a section about this.
Okay. I'm all ears.
And so I have chosen you to be my messenger, you and many others. For now, during these times, immediately ahead, the world will need many trumpets to sound the clarion call. The world will need many voices to speak the words of truth and healing for which millions long. The world will need many hearts joined together in the work of the soul and prepare to do the work of God. Like, yeah, and to be messages of God and speak that way.
Yep.
So that was
The bridges. The
The
bridges,
bridges.
right? I
So,
mean, that just keeps coming up more and more for me too. Bridge. I just
mhm.
in my field, it's just it's just really constant. So I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And to like make the like we have this connection to God, like, and everyone has, of course, but you and I are conscious of it, and we practice it and be more and more intimate and integral with it every day.
Yeah.
And of course, it could be better, but
Every day, every moment, right?
yeah, we
Yeah.
we practice it and we try to take it seriously, or we do. And I mean, that's what every soul longs for, right? And to speak God's words, or I mean, it sounds a bit pompous, or what's the word? Yeah, pompous, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you mean.
pretentious, maybe.
Pretentious. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, when you hear someone speaks the truth and speaks with integrity and truth, that connection to God, you hear it. Like you speak to someone's heart and soul, um, and before this quote, like God says, well, I talked about like you can see someone's truth in them before they see it themselves, and for you to just see it and lift it up in a sense and acknowledge it, like you help that person to grab it and
Oh, I like
develop
that.
it themselves. And yeah, I mean, if we
Yeah.
like at these times on Earth, like everything is turbulent, everything's upside down, and it's just gonna be even more until maybe 1 or 2 years from now, and then it's gonna be even more chaos, of course, but in a good way. And I think I really feel that like people need hear the voices, and more of us needs to speak up and share it.
Yeah.
So
Especially
we can
people that
be,
are unconscious of what we're conscious of, right? So it
especially,
doesn't feel at this point that it's just about, it's like those people I can feel into, and this goes back to some of our conversations where we started kind of getting curious and questioning what true spirituality was, which doesn't feel like it was that long ago. Like I started shifting and having this big shift, and I know we've talked about it, like what true spirituality is, and it's become very strong for me lately. Like I can listen to somebody that appears to be very spiritual and has all the answers and has all the things to say, and they know it all and they're conscious of it all, and that's great. I get that. Like I truly do. I'm not dishonoring that in any way, but to put somebody next to them that doesn't have all that, and sometimes they can feel more spiritual to me or just as spiritual, because I can sense now, like for me it's about the integrity in the heart. Like I can feel like what's coming forward, I feel like I'm already tuning into, is not about having all that knowledge necessarily. Because I mean, there are some people that have all that and are definitely embodied of that, and like again, I'm not dishonoring that, but there's too many people like trying to grab onto that as like the way without realizing the embodied part of it. Like they just think if they have all that and they know all that, then they're on their way, when it's
Mhm.
actually the embodiment of it. And again, that's why I don't want to dishonor some of the people out there, because they do have it embodied and they are speaking it from that embodiment. But there are a lot of people out there where I can feel, or like going back to the full circle to the beginning of the conversation, where these people grab onto it and then they start doing one podcast, one podcast. And before you know it, that heart and soul that you felt at the beginning when they started doing it kind of washes away, and they're just doing it to do it kind of feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they lose sight of that integrity in the heart. And I feel like I am at this space where the heart and the soul part of it is the most important piece. So I can sometimes feel how I can like tap into somebody that's doesn't have it all figured out, that's not
Mhm.
conscious of all of this. And I can literally work with them easier than I can somebody that thinks they
Yeah.
do,
Mhm.
but their heart and their soul isn't in it and they're not coming from that embodiment. To me, that just speaks louder.
Yeah.
I'm just like so refreshed by that piece of it that I'm like, I feel like that's the direction it's going.
Mhm.